Hallo? Fikk du sjokk? Hello! Altså, vi har med oss en engelsk person, en forfatter som bor i London, og som fra Wales egentlig, men vi kaller han bare for britisk. Kan du si hei på engelsk til Jack?
Oh, hello. I like that. Very good.
They're really good in saying hi på engelsk.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Hi?
Yeah?
There you go. That's my Norwegian hi. What's that?
Veldig bra. Do you know any other Norwegian words?
Beistet.
Beistet.
What else do I know? Og. There you go.
Ah, yeah, you're really good.
Bettina. There you go. That's yeah.
Men velkommen. Vi skal altså ha en samtale om den boken her. Beistet og Bettina. Er det noen som har lest den boken? Jeg vet at du har lest den boken. Mange voksne bak der som har lest boken. Er det noen av dere som har lest det? Nei. Men det er en utrolig kul bok som Jack har skrevet. Han har også skrevet den her, og en tredje bok som kommer. I'm just going to say Norwegian a little bit about the book.
Back on, yeah.
Yeah, because only one person read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, well, thank you. Very good.
No, two person.
Two people,
yeah.
yes.
Two people.
You two are the best children here, all of you. No, I'm joking. Well done.
Men Jack blir av og til sammenlignet med Roald Dahl, for han skriver bøker som kanskje er litt sånn absurde og morbide og litt skumle og rare, og det er kanskje et barn som er mye smartere enn de voksne i boken, og det er veldig stilig. Nå skal jeg fortelle litt om handlingen da, som jeg følger godt med. Dette handler jo altså om Ebenezer Tweezer, som er en ungdommelig 511-åring. Altså han er over 500 år gammel. Og han har et beist som bor oppe på loftet sitt. Og han mater beistet med all slags saker, blant annet sirkusapekatter. Katten sin måtte han gi til beistet en gang. Han mater dem med en kaktus i ny og ned, og alt mulig du kan tenke deg av gjenstander. Til gjengjeld så får Ebenezer i premie alt han ønsker seg. Altså beistet bare spyr ut ting som Ebenezer kan få. Og det viktigste av alt at han her får en magisk drikk som gjør at han får evig ungdom. Det er derfor han er 511 år gammel. Så beistet sier jeg vil ete ditten og datten, og så gir Ebenezer disse tingene her, og så har de et sånt kjempesamarbeid gående da. Men beistet blir jo selvsagt mer og mer grådig, og så sier beistet en dag at jeg har lyst å smake et deilig lite saftig barn. For beistet har aldri etet et menneske før. Da blir Ebenezer litt i tvil om hva han skal gjøre da, men han har jo lyst til å leve evig, så han setter i gang og leter etter en unge, finner til slutt Bettina, som er foreldreløs og bor på et barnehjem. Så klarer Ebenezer å få med seg Bettina hjem, og det er liksom der historien er da. Kult? Høres ut som en bra historie? Yeah, they like the story.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Phew.
Yeah.
That would have been awkward if you didn't.
You did a good job. Og så er det jo litt sånn morsomme, rare, absurde bøker som jeg da lurer litt på hvordan han har kommet på i det hele tatt å skrive om dette universet her. So, welcome.
Thank you very much.
First question is, I now told them it's a little bit absurd, morbid. There's children being eaten, maybe. There's stuff going on. There's a beast.
Yeah.
What made you write about this universe? How come you wanted to write this story?
Well, are any of you here, or do you have parents who are fans of cheese? Anyone got? Yeah, a few sort of shrugging faces, a few hands up. So yeah, I find it very weird, people who like cheese. So particularly in England, where if you like cheese, quite often you like really stinky cheese. You know, the sort of type that smells like my socks after I've been wearing them all day, or they smell like, you know, an egg sandwich that should have been thrown away several years ago. So I thought it would be amusing if there was a Beistet who likes eating disgusting humans in the way that people like eating disgusting cheeses. And Bettina is very much, she's basically like a disgusting cheese personified. She is, you know, her idea of a good afternoon, you all look far too nice and charming to do this, but her good idea of a good afternoon is to pluck some worms from the ground and shove them up people's nostrils. She likes leaving whoopee cushions all over the place. She likes replacing cactuses with cushions. So you sit down, and suddenly it's rather nasty. So Bettina is really quite a horrible, horrible girl. So I thought that it'd be amusing if there was a beast out there who wanted to eat the worst child in the world.
Yeah, so you did that.
Yes.
And Roald Dahl has been mentioned. Det kjenner Roald Dahl, sant? Bøkene hans. Yeah. Is he an inspiration?
Oh, very much so. And whenever I get mentioned in the same sort of breath as Roald Dahl, I sort of do a little skip and a jump for joy, so it's good. I also really... does anyone here like a series of unfortunate events? Yeah, okay, also. Excellent reading taste, well done. So anything which feels a bit too silly or sinister to be read by children. I mean, when I was very young, I didn't really like reading at all, because generally it was, you know, all stories about a lovely person does lovely things. They go and play with their lovely pet cat, and isn't it a lovely story? The end. And I would just... So I always enjoy reading things which feel dark and where you're going, oh my goodness, the main character might actually get eaten alive here. So that probably means that I've had a troubled childhood or something. But that's sort of stuff I loved reading and what I like writing at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you find it there's not enough books like that for young adults? Children?
Well, I'm glad there aren't, because that gives me a sort of a niche. Yeah, if the books were filled with people getting eaten alive, then people would be going, why on earth would we publish another one? So I'm quite glad that there aren't more disturbing tales out there.
Så det ikke så mange bøker det leser som handler om at unger blir etne opp, og at det monster og beist som har lyst til å ete ting. Og det ganske masse morderiske ting som skjer. Og så tenker jeg skal spørre om man tror at det noen grenser for hva det tåler. Det tåler litt mord og beist. Ikke så, ja. Do you think there are limits for what they can handle?
I like your dancing. You're enjoying the event so much. I'll be doing some dancing myself in a moment. And
I said murder. He started dancing.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah.
You think there are limits for what children can read?
Every time I shout out murder in the next hour, everyone has to do their best dance move. Does that sound good? Okay. Murder! Oh, come on, that's pathetic. Murder.
Oh!
Yeah, okay, right, back to the interview.
I love it.
Yes.
Okay, reviewers who have read this book,
Yes.
they give you great reviews.
Thank you.
Gir tommel
Thank you,
opp.
reviewers.
Anmeldere liker boken, but they say it's dreadful, ghastly, and way too murderous for children.
Thank you so much for reading that one. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
That one's. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Should we hear some reading from the book then?
Okie dokie. Yes. So I'm going to read you the first chapter of Beistet Og Bettina. So the two charming souls who have read it don't shout out what happens at the end of the first chapter. But yes, if any of you feel too traumatized or that you need to go and vomit while I'm reading it, then please do so. But yeah, this is the opening chapter of Beistet Og Bettina, called The Purple Parrot. Ebenezer Tweezer was a terrible man with a wonderful life. And at the time when this story begins, he was about to do an especially terrible thing. All Ebenezer did at first was bring home a Wintlorian, purple-breasted parrot. Good morning. My name is Patrick. It's late afternoon. My name is Mr. Tweezer. Welcome to your new home. Whoa! Gosh! Now, the whoa, ho, 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 and the gosh were both the right sorts of words to say, because Ebenezer's house was nothing short of extraordinary. It was 15 stories tall and 12 elephants wide. Can I come out of my cage now? Not yet, answered Ebenezer. There's someone I want you to meet first. Well, something is perhaps a better description. Ebenezer climbed the stairs whilst Patrick took in all the beautiful things around him. Try not to be scared, said Ebenezer once they reached the top floor. This thing won't like you if you are scared. Ebenezer pushed down the handle of the rickety old door at the top of the stairs. It opened with a creak. The room was not like the rest of the house at all. It was damp and smelled strongly of boiled cabbage. The room was bare, save for a set of red velvet curtains. Ebenezer drew these curtains open and revealed the beast. The beast was a big... Thank you for the gasp. And he revealed the beast. Thank you. I think I heard one gasp so deep that someone actually sort of strangled themselves. So thank you, whoever did that. Revealed the beast. And the beast was a big blob of grey with 3 black eyes, 2 black tongues, and a large, dribbling mouth. Good morning. My name is Patrick. It's late afternoon. The beast's voice was soft and slithery, like a snake made of feathers. I want you to sing. Don't worry, I'm talking to Patrick, not to you. You look terrified for a moment. Patrick paused for a moment, and then he began to sing. The beast? Has a face? So useful and round, with 3 eyes to make sure lost things are found, and 2 tongues for licking all it can find. Murder. There we go, dance, 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 dance. The beast is quite clearly a one of a kind. Patrick stopped singing. He said he was sorry that it was such a short song and that he would be able to sing something a little longer once he got to know the beast better. The beast smiled, and that smile was wet with dribble. That was beautiful. Tell me, are there many little birdies like you? Oh, gosh, no. There are only 20 of us left in the whole world. How many beasts like you are there? I'm the only one. The last survivor. It's good that you're rare. I like rare things. Come a little closer so that I can see you better, birdie. Ebenezer picked up the cage and brought Patrick closer to the beast's 3 black blinking eyes. Closer. Even closer. Ebenezer dragged the cage so that Patrick was right in front of the beast's dribbling, stinking mouth. The stench of boiled cabbage was now eye-wateringly strong. Can you see me now? Asked Patrick, a little nervously. Oh, I could see you fine the whole time. The beast licked his dribbling mouth with its 2 black tongues. Then, why did you need me to come closer? Asked Patrick. I am afraid to say that this was the last question that poor Patrick ever asked.
Oh. Oh, and this is what I really love about your book. Like, it starts with this unique, special, very fluffy, lovely bird getting eaten.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
By the beast.
Yeah, poor Patrick. And also, poor Patrick Puppet. I keep on taking him around with me. I think I've killed him about 20 times now.
Yeah.
And, he's really feeling quite bad about the world.
But he stays in nice hotels.
Oh, yeah, he stays in nice hotels. I give him, you know, some sort of face masks afterwards so he can recover from being murdered constantly.
It sounds like you have
Murder. There you go. You really need some dance lessons. Come on, guys. This is awful.
So all this, like, Ebenezer lives this carefree life. Mm-hmm. He gets everything he wants from the beast, and the beast gets everything he wants from Ebenezer. Mm-hmm. So, but it didn't start off as a really destructive, bad relationship, did it? Or how come they stick together for so long?
Well, like I said, sort of, I began the story thinking about Beistet and having this idea of a beast who likes eating disgusting humans in the way that my parents like horrible blue cheese. And as I thought about it, I thought the beast, Beistet, is probably quite a lazy figure, so it would probably want someone to bring it its meals for it. So I thought, what sort of person would agree to bring Beistet its meals? And I thought probably someone who is very vain, someone who's getting something out of it. So Ebenezer is 512 years old, so he has eternal youth because Beistet keeps on vomiting out potions. And on top of that, the beast can vomit out literally anything in the world. So it vomits out, you know, waistcoats more fabulous than a Lady Gaga concert, art collections that would rival any gallery in Lillehammer. It can even vomit out a charming blend of bubble bath. So, you know, so it's sort of a relationship between Ebenezer and Beistet of sort of mutual need. Ebenezer thinks all he needs is things at the beginning of the book. And Beistet, even by the end of the book, thinks all he wants is one delicious, disgusting, feathery meal after another.
He needs more and more stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Is this a realistic relationship? We could ask some of you, would you do anything for eternal life?
So think about what you want most in the world. It can be, I mean, you're still quite young, so probably eternal life might be, you might think you've got it currently. So think about it could be like the PlayStation 72. You can have it before anyone else. What would you feed to the beast to get it? Would anyone feed it a fly? Just a simple fly to get whatever you want in the world. Yeah? So put your hands up if you go for fly. And then put your hands down if I say something that's going too far. So we'll start with a fly. Let's take things up to a moth.
No.
Yeah, a moth. Maybe a butterfly. No. People hate butterflies here. Okay, I like it. Let's probably kick it up. So think about what you want most in the world, and you can have it as long as you feed it someone else's cat. Oh my goodness. This is a horrible group of children. Fantastic. Yeah. Normally the British are far too polite, so I like the Norwegians. Okay, let's say you had to feed it your cousin. Oh my goodness.
Really? Yeah.
Some people's hands are going up even further than before. Let's say your best friend. Wow, okay. I was going to say your teachers, but I don't want to cause anyone to get detention. But alrighty. All right, let's say you have to feed them one arm and one leg. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I was going to end by saying you have to feed it me, but I think you would probably do that, wouldn't you? Okay, you have to feed it me.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Sorry, thank you very much.
They really like PlayStation 72.
Yeah, this is great. Okay. Well, tell you what, if I've got any beasts to spare, I know exactly which class to send them to. I'll sort of jam it in a post box and it can just pop out. And yeah, all right, put your hands down. That's great. You're all clearly evil, which is always good to have in an audience.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it is kind of realistic that a person would do quite a lot of bad stuff for its
as demonstrated. It's
but you have a lot of characters, or not a lot of characters, but you have a few characters in this book, and I'm interested, how did you make them up? You have Bettina, the beast, Ebenezer, and you have Miss Fizzlewick, who works at the orphanage, who's jobber på barnehjemmet, who's also really kind of like a beast.
Yeah, she's pretty horrible. In terms of how I came up with the three main characters, so Beistet was sort of living in my head already because that's where the story started. And then Ebenezer, which is probably a bad thing to say now, given the chapter I've just read, but Ebenezer is actually quite similar to me. I haven't fed any children to beasts
Yet.
but I do like a lot of the things, and Ebenezer is the most beautiful man in the world, so clearly, but Ebenezer likes a lot of the things that I like. So he enjoys wearing very silly suits. He likes bubble baths that go on for a few hours, purple teas. So that's how Ebenezer came about. And Bethany, in some ways, is like the complete opposite of me. Bettina, I was always I was nothing like you lot. I was very well behaved. I was a sort of real goody two-shoes when I was your age. So I wouldn't even say the word worm, let alone shove them up people's nostrils. So Bethany, I just sort of thought, what's the opposite I would do in every situation? And I found that I should have lived more like Bettina when I was a child. You have much more fun. So that's how I came up with the main three. And then all the other ones, like Miss Fizzlewick or the Bird Keeper, they just sort of slot in whenever you need another human character there to give Patrick away, for instance, at the beginning, or you need someone even worse than Bethany as the villain in the orphanage.
But you say when you were their age. What kind of person were you at their age? Did you know you could write?
I knew I couldn't write, and I knew it very well. So how old are you lot? 50, 60, something like that? Shout out.
Hvor gammel er det?
12, okay, yes.
11, 12.
69. So, right, so, when I was about 10-ish, so a little bit younger than you, there was like a creative writing competition at school, and I wrote and wrote and wrote, and I thought, ooh, I'm enjoying this. This is going to be great. But then when I read it back, it was complete and utter rubbish. Honestly, it was like, oh, my goodness, oh, horrible. But I really enjoyed doing the writing of it. So every day since, I've tried to do a little bit of writing every day. So if any of you have got a sort of dream, like whether it's something creative or something sporty, or maybe you're all dreaming to become accountants, then if you just do a bit of accounting every day, then you'll suddenly become a professional at it.
But you say this book started with the beast.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, how do you create a beast? I mean, and we should ask them, what kind of beasts do you find scary? Because the beast and the villain in the stories, altså monster eller fienden, skurken, jo nesten alltid den som mest spennende i en historie. Og sånn det jo at du blir nesten mest interessert i skurken. You almost like the villain better than the hero sometimes.
Well, so I think
how do you make a really good beast?
Well, I think we've got a bit of time, so let's have a go. Let's try and create our own villains, so you can all take home someone evil with you today. Okay, all right, let's start by... Has anyone here got a favourite villain? So it could be from films, books, TV series. Yep. Voldemort. You cannot say the name out loud. It's he who shall not be named. If you end up summoning Voldemort to my event... Oh, I've said it twice myself. Oh, no. Nincompoop, nincompoop, nincompoop. Oh, dear. So, yes, but he who shall not be named is very terrifying. He, especially in the first books, when he hasn't quite come together yet, when he's sort of like a drifting sort of Dementor ghost in the third book, or he's like in one of his Horcruxes. And he's also very terrifying because he wants something clear. He wants to take over the wizarding world and kill Harry Potter. Okay, has anyone else here got a favourite villain? Yes? Harkmoth? Yeah. You're going to have to teach me about Harkmoth. Who is Harkmoth? Miraculous Ladybug. Oh. I think we've got something even more terrifying than the evil wizard. A villain from the Miraculous Ladybug. Harkmoth. So what does Harkmoth do?
He hypnotizes people with a butterfly, and then people get mad, and they do bad things. And then Ladybug and Cat comes and saves those bad people.
That sounds absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to run, if it wasn't sort of bad manners to run away now, I'd literally run to the bookshop to get that straight away. So that's really terrifying. Sometimes having something quite unique, whether it be a creature who can vomit out anything in the world, or a villain who uses a butterfly to hypnotize people. That's a really good way of doing it. Yep.
The Riddler.
The Riddler. Oh, yes, Batman. Yes, very good. You prefer the Riddler to the Joker? Yeah, okay, I like it. Is everyone here familiar with the Riddler and sort of the comic book? So, the Riddler, if you look at any sort of really good comic villain, whether it be from Marvel or DC or something else, they've often got a very unique calling card. So the Green Goblin you identify by his pumpkins. The Riddler you identify by his riddles, rather helpfully. And he's just giving you teases as he's doing something villainous. So yeah, sometimes having a really impressive calling card makes a good villain. Boy in the back. Fire Lord Ozai. Okay. What does Fire Lord Ozai do?
Well, he's the king of a country who has fire powers. He wants to destroy the Earth Kingdom because there's a war.
Oh, okay. Would you mind standing up and demonstrating your fire powers again? Because it was really quite impressive. And up we get. Here we go. Everyone be quiet. The Fire Lord is rising. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Can I just say murder? There we go, very good. Alrighty, so those are some great examples of villains. So in order for you to create your own monsters, I think you need 3 key ingredients. Something you fear, something you find disgusting, you're not allowed to say me, and something that you love. So we're going to start by what your monster looks like. And for that, we're going to use the something that you fear. Heidi Marie, what do you fear?
I'm really afraid of cold water.
You're afraid of cold water?
Yeah.
Okay, we're off to a solid start. No, so maybe your monster. So what I want you to do is take your fear and make something even more terrifying out of it. So maybe your monster is like a cold water demon who has actually got arms and sort of...
Oh.
Yeah, and just as you're walking, thinking, what a lovely sunny day, the cold water jumps and sort of splashes you all over the place. Okay, has anyone else got fears that's not cold water? Anyone else, what are you afraid of? You're afraid of needles? Ooh. Oh, okie dokie. Oh, I like that. Oh, what can we do with that? What can we make a monster version? Maybe your monster is like a sinister goblin nurse. Yeah. And she's, instead of hands, she's got 5 needles on every finger. And what's your name? Dominic. So maybe she chases you, Dominic, and with her goblin sort of... I'm not very good at running like a goblin. Is anyone here good at running like a goblin? You've already demonstrated your fire powers. So get up on the stage, walk like a goblin.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone quiet. Respect the process, okay? Get into goblin mode, go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You've somehow made my goblin walking look better. So, okay. Let's go for one more fear. Has anyone else got a fear? You. Shrek. Can I just say, I'm now having a lovely vision of perhaps you being taken to the cinema when you're younger, and your parents thinking, God, this will be a lovely film. Sit down, and as soon as lovely DreamWorks animation comes up, and then Shrek pops up, you just go, ah! Okay, alrighty. So, the second thing, we need to know what your monster smells like. Giving a monster a distinctive odor is quite useful. And for that, we're going to need the something that you find gross or disgusting. So, Heidi Marie, what do you find disgusting?
Well, rotten meat.
Rotten meat, okay. So, Heidi Marie's monster is going to be a cold water being who smells of rotten meat. So at least you'll have some warning when it's trying to pounce up on you. You're there walking and then you just go... and then do the lovely scream from Shrek. And very good. Okay, who else has got something that they find disgusting? Let's go for you. Yes, you.
Garbage?
No, not you. You. I heard nothing apart from poop at the end. Was that right? A beastly chunk... a huge bit of poo. A beast chunk of poo. Okay, great. Alrighty. Let's pair that with one of our monsters. So let's have the goblin smelling like an obese lump of poop. So, and let's think where the smell can come from. So maybe a goblin nurse's breath is poopy. So every time the goblin goes to cackle, it just smells of poo. Alrighty, has anyone else got something they find gross? Yes?
The rotten smell of blood from the dead children.
Okay, if anyone missed that, the rotten smell of blood from the dead children. I mean, you'll be amazed how often that comes up. Okay, so blood has got that sort of horrible metallic zing to it, especially, as I know from experience, children. No, okay. So, which monster should we pair that with? We could have that as Shrek, yeah. So maybe your version of Shrek is even scarier, and every time Shrek sneezes, he has just snot of child blood. So already you're traumatized, probably by Shrek 2 even more. And then it's got bloody nostrils. Okay, one final bit that we find gross. Yes?
Fish.
You find fish gross? You're Norwegian, that's not allowed. I thought, oh, this is a national dish. No, that's terrible. Okay, have we got... who's the third monster? We've got the goblin, we've got the Shrek. What was the other one? Can I remember what the other one was? Fire Lord? Okay, we'll go with Fire Lord for want of anything better. So we've now got Fire Lord has been rebranded for the slightly less scary naming Fish Lord. So as Fire Lord is doing his powers, instead of doing fire, it's just like a mackerel coming towards you. Slap you in the face. Duh. Okay, final bit for our monsters. We're going to need something that you love. And I'll explain why we need that beforehand. Monsters are at their very scariest when they clearly want something. So, for instance, in some of the examples we heard, the Riddler in the recent Batman film, he wants to expose the Waynes. And that gives him a clear drive, similar to Voldemort. If anyone's seen the Avenger films, Thanos, people are familiar with Thanos? Yeah, he wants to destroy the universe, or half the universe, with a single click. Oh yes, whoops daisy. Spoiler. Yes, so your monster is going to love ruining whatever you love doing. So let's start with Heidi Marie. What do you love doing most in the world?
A warm bath.
A warm bath. God, water is clearly on the mind.
Water is on my mind.
And it's, although that's quite a good theme for your villain. So
yeah.
your idea, paradise, a bit like mine, is a lovely bubbly bath.
Yeah.
And just as you're about to sink into it, you smell that rotten meat again, and bursting out is the cold water demon ready to ruin the bubbles and have you smelling like rotten meat by the end of it. Okay, who else has got something that they love?
Horses.
You love horses? Ah. I find them slightly terrifying, but horses, because I went riding once, and literally as I got up on the saddle, I fell off the other side of it. So I'm not very good at it, but I'm sure you're much better. So let's take the Shrek with the bloody nose monster. What Shrek loves doing is killing horses. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I love the fact that at the first spontaneous round of applause I've got is Shrek killing horses. I shouldn't talk about the beast anymore. I should just do a Shrek spin-off. Okay, something else people love. Let's go for you. You love pooping? Okay, alrighty. I could sort of see you wiggling in your chair for quite a lot of it. I presume you're just sort of closing your eyes and going into a happy place, imagining, oh, when this is over, I'm going to do the dump of my life. It's going to be fantastic. So your monster will have him as the goblin with the needles, with the horrible breath. So every time you are, you're taking your jacket off, you're thinking, hello there, it's that time of day again. It's pooping time. And as you go to sit down, the goblin just goes and puts some needles in you and takes the poo out of your body so you can't take a poo anymore. How about that? I know. I've actually brought a child to tears from being unable to poo that. All right, final one, something that we love. Okie dokie, who should we go for? You haven't spoken before, have you? What do you love?
Family and dogs.
Family?
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh, what a lovely way to end it on. We love family. Ah. Unfortunately, Fish Lord, with the mackerel that slapped you in the face, what he likes doing is separating families. So what he's going to do, he's going to kidnap all the members of the family and put you on different parts of the world in different sort of fish cages. So, yeah, if Fish Lord comes into your life, you'll never see your family again. That's a bit shameful, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I think that's probably too traumatizing for me to go any further. But, yeah, so if you take those 3 simple ingredients, you can then create as many villains and monsters as you like.
That's brilliant. Så nå kan du gå hjem og lage grusomme monster og skutte hele gjengen. 3 ting trenger det for dere da. It sounds easy when you put it that way.
Oh.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but you've done a brilliant job. Okay, so we talked about the relationship between Ebenezer and the beast.
Yep.
But a new relationship occurs in the book. I'm not going to reveal too much, but Bettina and Ebenezer also kind of grow into a relationship. How come they start off not liking each other that much and then end up kind of fighting for each other's lives?
Well, and this is probably the only bit that I'm going to say soppy things. So if you, as you all beastly children, put your fingers in your ears if you like. But on top of the whole sort of beastly villain stuff, one of the most important things in my life is friends. Oh, God. Yeah. And so I wanted to write a book about friendship, sort of a friendship starting off in the most unlikely of places between Ebenezer and Bettina. And you take these 2 villains, these 2 quite horrible people, but because of their friendship with one another, even though they're not good people themselves, they want to become better people so they can be better friends to each other. So, I suppose in order to justify all the beastiness and the fart jokes, I thought maybe having something about friendship might make it more publishable.
Just make it a little
Yeah,
bit
exactly.
But it's really beautiful. And they talk about if you're going to die tomorrow, what would you feel your last day living with?
So,
which is really interesting. Hvis du døde I morgen, hva skulle du gjort den siste dagen du var levende?
Yeah.
Maybe they have good answers for that.
So one of the things is, so Bethany is going to be fed to the beast, and Ebenezer has no choice in the matter. If he doesn't feed Bethany to the beast, he'll die. So even though he's getting to like her a bit, he decides basically, sorry Bethany, you're going to be on the main course. But he thinks, oh, how can I make this slightly better? So he gives her a lovely day, doing all the things that she wants to do. Unfortunately, she's Bethany, so her idea of doing good things is basically being rude to the queen and all that sort of thing. So, yeah.
It's really nice. I see that our time is running out, but these little beasts probably have some good questions for you. So I was wondering, de siste minuttene skal vi gjøre sånn at dere kan få lov å stille spørsmål til Jack, og så kan han svare dem. They can ask in English or Norwegian, they choose, and I can translate if it's...
Well, if you want, why don't you ask in Norwegian?
Yeah.
And I've picked up a bit of Norwegian, so I can probably guess what you're asking.
Okay, så da stiller det spørsmål på norsk, og så skal Jack gjette litt og hva det spør om. Ja.
Okay, go for your Norwegian question. How long have I been a farter for? Well, it's a good question. Probably since birth. I think I came out of my mummy's tummy. Yeah, that's what I did. Great question and very original as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
How long have you been writing books?
What? Ah, okay. Right. I knew that, but I also wanted to get to know about my bottom history. I've been writing books since I was about 10, so for about 502 years now. You. I almost got that. Just say that slower.
Si det en gang til, litt sakte.
So, okay. Would I rather be trapped in custard or never be able to put my feet on the ground? Again, I love the questions from Norwegian children. So original. I think probably never put my feet on the ground, because if you're trapped in custard, that's quite a sad life. Whereas if you're flying, you can sort of fly down low and you can still have conversations with people. Thank you.
Also, why are you wearing rainbows-colored socks?
Well, why not? Why aren't you wearing rainbow-coloured socks is a real question. To be honest, it's terrible. Looks like I'm trying to do the stereotypes of Britain, but the 2 things I'm addicted to are silly teas and even sillier socks. So these are actually my working socks. These are the most sensible socks I've got in my collection. If I showed you my silly socks, your mind would be blown. You want to pick?
Yep.
Ah, the man who loves pooing. Hello.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you again. Yes, thank you.
What's your favorite color?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I stand by the answer. Yes is known as a sort of light turquoise in English. Ooh. So you just go, ooh, what a lovely... That's actually the color yes. So yeah. Yeah. As I said, a very subtle shade of turquoise. That or maybe, I don't know, let me look at my rainbow socks. Probably red, I'm liking most today. The colour of rotten blood or whatever someone's favourite thing over there was.
The girl who loves horses, maybe.
What's my name? Well, that's a bit rude. You've been sat here for 45 minutes and you're just going, it's literally got my names here, 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 as you walked in, here. My name is Jack Claxton Hogmanay Meggitt-Phillips.
Also, what is your favourite animal?
I'm so sorry. Thank you for... I actually don't like animals, which probably won't surprise you, given all the animals that the beast eats. If I had to go for one, I'd probably go for a cat. Wow, that got the biggest laugh of the day. I like cats. Well, I really shouldn't be trying so hard. Great. What I like about cats is that they are completely independent. So my family has a cat, so often I'll spend entire days going, here, kitty, 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 here, kitty, 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 good boy, kitty, kitty, waving sort of ham at them, and you're literally there for about 2 or 3 days, and they're just walking around looking at you like you're an idiot. So I quite respect that about cats. Okay, shall we, how much time? 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more questions.
2 more, all right, let's go for one at the back, boy in the cap. How much sugar do I like in my tea? You know, it depends what blend I'm drinking. If I'm just going for a classic English breakfast, then none at all. I throw this sugar across the room. If I'm drinking a very, very bitter tea, then also I throw sugar across the room. So actually, easy question. No sugar whatsoever.
It's like he asked, do you like riding a bike?
Pretty close. I'm getting better, aren't I?
Pretty close, yeah.
I feel like by the end of the next question, I'll be fluent in Norwegian.
Yeah.
Yes, although I'm a very clumsy individual. So I've broken my arms 3 times. Once ice skating, someone pushed me. Once someone threw a bag at the back of my... It sounds like I'm very unpopular, which I probably was. Someone threw a bag at the back of my legs, and I thought, I know how to do this. I tried to jump over it, landed on the bag, and then crashed into a bunch of chairs. And the 3rd time was trying to do a bicycle trick. Well, it wasn't really a trick. I was just trying to turn down a hill. And the bike turned down the hill very well, but I fell off. So I can ride a bike, but I probably shouldn't be allowed to. Let's go for the last one. Heidi Marie, who is your favourite-looking child here?
Oh, my favourite child. Maybe the firefighter in the back there.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Who did it? Yep.
All right, okay, I heard Shrek there. Go again. Would I rather be Shrek or Firelord? Oh. Do I prefer Shrek or Firelord?
Almost.
Am I more like Shrek or Firelord? You know what, I'm just going to...
Who would you prefer to fight against?
Who would I prefer to fight against? Neither of them. They could beat me up so easily. Literally, any of you here could beat me up. I'm pathetically weak. Just one flick and I fall down. I've broken my arm 3 times, one of them on bicycling. So if I had to choose one, I'd probably go for Firelord. Now I've turned him into Fish Lord. And I actually quite like a bit of fish. So I'm more Norwegian than you are, clearly. Well, thank you so much, everyone. That's
really nice.
You're a lovely bunch of children. Well, very evil, but that's my idea of lovely.
Tusen takk for at du kom. Ha en kjempefin dag videre. Thank you, Jack.
Takk. Thank you, Heidi Marie. Yes,